Well, there's GoldDigger next to the thing, next to the spooky. Is her tail going? I put her here, she stays here. So it's been running. She's been getting treated a lot. Now, I just thought of, like, well, I said this before, but I'm actually going to do this video specifically on the Phanotron bulb. This is the plasma bulb that has the argon gas. And, I don't know, I guess the light is about 18 inches maybe? 16 inches. And it goes 360 degrees in all directions. This was the bulb they sold with the unit when it first came out. And then they came out with the Phanotron, which is like a spherical bulb. And the energy is concentrated in probably 2 inches in the center. Then there's like an angle where the electrodes are pointed only in one direction. Just figuring 16-inch length versus 2-inch length, so you got like 8 times more concentration there. 360 degrees, say 45 degrees instead. That's probably 8 more times concentration there. What do you think? The thing could probably be 50 times more concentrated, but you're only getting one little area. But in her case, one little area would be about a third of her body practically, or a quarter of her body. So I ordered that. Then they sell a cover for it. It's a black cover. It's 100% cotton, treated with some fire protectant. $5. And I says, okay, what's it going to cost to freaking ship it from China? $5? $27. Then they needed my phone number, and I said I couldn't even freaking fill that in. So I asked them to add that to the order. But if they don't add it, I'm just going to get 100% cotton cloth, spray it with some fire retardant, no polyester, no nylon, 100% cotton, spray it with fire retardant, and use a thin cotton cloth and put it over the spooky Phanotron bulb in case it bothers her. But she can stick her head right next to this thing and it doesn't bother her. And I notice she seems to be drooling less. Her mouth is a little wet because I was spraying she just got the water, and everything's, she looks pretty good back here. I trimmed the matted fur from her neck. There's like skin showing, just like skin, so I got that matted fur away from her neck. I'm trying to clean her up the best I can. Brushed her tail out real good. I think I got, well, there's a little dot right there. Tiny bit. Anyway, brushed her tail out real good. She's probably going to be okay, I think. But I don't think anybody would have the patience to do this stuff. This time when I fed her, the whole can, I mean, talking like scraping as much as I can off the plate with my fingers, the whole can went down her tummy in 25 minutes. Actually, that is a record. Sometimes I'm saying 15 minutes, but that's like maybe more than half the can. Then you're taking the last 40% of the can, it might take another half an hour or something. But this time, the whole thing went down her tummy in 25 minutes. That is a record. Then I sprayed almost a whole half a bottle of mixture of Doc Willard water in a spray bottle, the corners of each side of her mouth. Her head was facing. She likes that. I mean, it runs the saliva toxins out. The Doc Willard water is very alkaline. But I'm getting this spooky Phanotron bulb. I was a little, what I was thinking? When they made this device, this is the first Rife machine that actually hits the original Rife frequencies exactly, without using any kind of harmonics. Before, they would hit like, I don't know, 400,000 or 500,000 hertz or something, 600,000, and they would have to reach the 1,604,000, 1,530,000 hertz with harmonics. And the harmonics, by the time it hit the actual frequency with harmonics, it would be greatly, greatly reduced. It would be, I don't know, 20%, 30%, or what, maybe not even that, right? So, and the older Rife machines still did work. But somehow nobody was able, I guess they couldn't duplicate Rife's work because Rife used radio frequencies. And if you're using plasma, the technologies, you can't use radio frequencies because of the FCC. But if you're using plasma, the technology is far more involved to get it to run at 1,604,000 hertz and 1,530,000 hertz. So when they first did this, they said, let's, use the plasma argon bulb. And I think they found, they're not saying this, but I think they found it didn't really work well at all. I mean, I think it's working mildly, if anything, against cancer. I don't think it's doing that much with this bulb. But then I start thinking, well, what are they trying to just sell me, a Phanotron bulb, or what? I don't think they're being dishonest, but I'm a little hesitant of just buying anything right off the bat without doing let me say, I use like a common sense check, basically. But then I started thinking, they would have tested this unit on cancer patients right when this thing first came out. And I think what motivated them to get the Phanotron bulb out in production quickly after this unit came out, originally with the argon bulb, was that they found out the argon bulb wasn't really that effective. They're saying it's the one to use for cancer is the Phanotron bulb. That's the one Rife used. And I don't think they could tell you what's going on. And the other thing is, they don't have a Rife microscope. Like, say for instance, when this was originally developed, they couldn't just put this bulb next to a petri dish of cancer and observe cancer being destroyed. That's expensive equipment, very expensive equipment. I mean, you can get microscopes, not that much money, to look at bacteria, but bacteria is a hell of a lot bigger than a virus. So, they just probably hands-on trials, and probably mainly people in China, maybe right there locally, were using it, and they found wasn't that effective, really, or mildly effective against cancer with this bulb. I don't think it's because this isn't really. I don't think it's working that much against her, the cancer in her, with this bulb. So, like the Phanotron, like I said, it's a ball. It's a spherical ball. It's got helium gas in it versus argon gas. Maybe that has a difference too. Maybe there's something different. Even the color spectrum of light might have something to do with it. I don't know. But it's right to the Rife's original frequency specs. But I'd say it's probably like just seat of the pants guesswork by saying, not totally seat of the pants guesswork, but this, the bulb light is only going to be like two dots converging in a center of about 2 inches instead of going over this 16 inches or whatever this is, 18 inches, 16 inches. It's going to be about 2 inches. Instead of it going 360, it's going to go like out like that, like it's in a 45-degree angle or 90-degree angle. It's got to be like 20 to 50 times more concentrated, easy. But it's going to get like that much of her body at once. And mainly getting a tongue tumor. I don't know when this thing's going to come in, but when we get it in, we're going to use it. I was thinking about not getting it for a million years because I thought it might have been just, what the hell you need it for if this works and it's delivering the frequency. But then I'm thinking, now that I'm trying this and I'm looking at how many more times that Phanotron bulb must be concentrating the energy just by not going in the 360-degree angle and not have going 360. Like, all the power is not going 360 direction and over 18 inches. It's going in within 2 inches, and it's going like that in a cone out from that. So if you have that right next to you, it's a cone. It's really concentrated. So I think old Snooks is going to be okay with that. But in the meantime, I've still been giving her the Spark Pet Wellbeing Cancer Support Green Herbal Blend in the Life Gold Pet Wellbeing Drops, Pet Wellbeing Cancer Drops, the CBD oil, the hemp oil, the carbon C60 and with fullerene, carbon C60 fullerenes and olive oil, the Live On Labs liposomal vitamin C, and Laetrile mixture too. So I think you're gonna be okay. I wish I had the Phanotron bulb now, because I think it might have been. I'm really do like the tech, but I'm not going to rely on the tech. But I'm thinking is, if I had this Phanotron bulb and I was treating her this much, the tongue issue, she'd be eating on her own by now, possibly. Now, I have to say something about YouTube here per se. I'm going to probably try to remonetize I can remonetize, it said, as of September 6th request. I'm not going to try to do it till probably like the end of the month, after I delete more videos and stuff. But I also think that in the future, there's videos I'm even doing on Kitty Cat here with this stuff, knock out cancer, which actually is, the cancer is going backwards for now, for sure. They're going to say that's something bad. They're going to label it dangerous or whatever. Well, to me, killing her is dangerous, okay? That's what the vet wanted to do. I'm not doing that. She's definitely not, I know cats hide pain, but this cat is not, if she's in pain, it's very minimal. She's, she gets kind of tired. She's always slept more than other cats. She's an older cat. I thought she was a kitten, but she strolled over by me a couple years ago. She's small. I assume she was a kitten, but she's probably not a kitten. I know she's not a kitten. She got cancer. She's not a kitten. But we're getting rid of your cancer. You're getting all healed up. But she's not in pain. Like, not much. I mean, when I take her outside, she's active. She's happy. She's happy. When I pick her up, she's happy. She's wagging her tail. When I'm feeding her, she's wagging her tail. I'm giving her water. She's wagging her tail. I'm giving her the Live on Labs vitamin C. She's like, oh yeah, meow, meow, meow. She loves me, man. Right? You doing okay down there? Huh? Your mouth is not drooling. It's a tiny bit wet around there because I just gave you a bunch of water. But by now, you'd be drooling. So, there's something going on with that tongue. Because I'm feeding her a little bit faster. I wish she could eat on her own, but maybe it's good she's not eating on her own, because what I'm feeding her is all the special stuff that should be knocking out the cancer. And when I put the Doc Willard water, catalyzed, altered, structured water that has the trace minerals in it, in combination with the Spark and the Laetrile and all the nutrition that's in there, that is making all that nutrition get deep in her cells a lot faster. It's a major force multiplier of any nutrition you take in will get into your cells get into you at the cellular level a lot better. That's why that catalyzed water works so damn good. And of course, that's not an FDA thing, but in South Dakota, where they had it for some decades, it's super popular with the farmers. They use it on all the animals. They use it on wounds. They use it on. They've used it for cancer. Not that it works against cancer directly, but what it does is it helps the nutrients get in the body better absorbed, and then those nutrients supports the body, and the body gets rid of cancer. We actually always have cancer in the body at all times. Our body gets rid of it. There's always supposedly 10,000 cancer cells out of the billions of cells you have in your body at all times. There's 10,000 or something like that. It's when your body can't fight them adequately, is when the cancer grows. And if you support the body can do the job. That's why the Doc Willard water is pretty good, because it helps the nutrients get in at this cellular level, absorbed a lot better, so then the body's more powerful to do its thing against cancer. Not that Willard water. Well, Willard water is also alkalizing without having any kind of aftertaste or anything. So it's good stuff. It's been proven in the field for decades. You can look back on YouTube. There's a 60 Minutes special about it. It's probably from the 80s. And Willard water has been around a lot longer than that. But they tell you all the stuff they were doing with it. It's got a gazillion uses. It doesn't do anything directly. It just helps the body heal. Actually, it works good against burns too. So when I'm spraying that mixture in her tongue, I think it's actually having a good action against that tumor. But she does like it. I know that. She'll sit there and I'll be spraying it like in the corner of her mouth, and all that saliva, whatever's in there, gunk, whatever that gets around that tumor, all that's getting washed out. You know, getting those toxins out is a good thing, right? And then we get Live on Labs vitamin C coated on there. And she's doing, I wish I could say some stupendous news that she's doing cartwheels and eating like a horse, but it's a slow process. But the recovery does seem to be legit. I just better not let my ass let up on this, because this does take me a minimum of 2 solid hours of pure work a day, just feeding her. Minimum. because I got to prepare the food, and then the feeding process is like 25 minutes. Then I do the water process, probably 15-20 minutes, and there's more involved in it than that. It's easy 2 hours a day. So Miss Mew Mew, you're getting, I'm doing a lot of work for you, boo-boo. You know, I'm not complaining at all. I want you to live, boo-boo. Right? I'm not. You're worth it. But I got that matted fur from the front of her neck off. You probably can't see it, but I was just kind of like gently pulling it off, and there was skin there. So I was like, okay, that'll grow back in. This was all skin back here too. This grew back in pretty quick. Not as long as it was, but it'll get there. Right? Right, Snoopy? And I brush her down. And I'll probably put some, I got to take this thing outside. Right now it's been raining out like crazy. I got to take this thing outside and stick it up on a line and wash it off. And hit it with the awesome cleaner and wash it off and brush it off. You can't really wash this in a washing machine. It's too big. And then hit it with the leaf blower to dry it off real quick. Right now I just kind of vacuum it, you know. But that's okay. You're not dirty. You're a good cat. You're a good meow meow. And I want to get this Phanotron bulb because maybe I might need it. You know, I could be thinking, yeah, I'm too cheap to do this. I might need it, or maybe one of my cats might need it in the meantime. What I'll probably do is I'll take this one, I'll just hang it up on the wall over the Japanese fan over there. I don't think I'm going to be using this one too much if the Phanotron bulb is the one to use. Because I really don't want to use the spooky for trying to deliver minerals or something. You know, I can just take the minerals and take it with Doc Willard water. But I think the spooky, if you got the right equipment, like Royal Rife does have the frequencies mapped for cancer, pneumonia, I don't know, there's a few other ones. And I think the company Pulse Technologies got more stuff too. There's a lot of stuff out there that is not published, and John White is trying to, you know, make sure things get out there in a public forum. And again, this is Rebel Health. You know, we're fighting the powers which are impossible to fight, but we just keep doing it. And you're Snooky Girl, right? Tiffany, I was going to call you Audrey after Breakfast with Tiffany. That's what you are every morning. Breakfast with Tiffany. Audrey Hepburn, right? You're like a little Holocaust survivor. You might be getting a little skinnier too. I don't know. I'm giving her 200 calories a day, but got to load her up some more. But I don't have time to do this every freaking day. I'm doing it twice a day. She's getting fed twice a day. But I'm running like the Energizer Bunny on steroids with a lot of different things. And I think you're going to be okay, Snooky Girl. You know that? I want you to be okay. As a matter of fact, I want you better than brand new. As a matter of fact, you're going to be the immortal cat, if I can make you the immortal cat. Because I think you're worth it, little boo-boo. Right? This was, yeah. See, this was the completely bald spot. This, the fur came back in there. It's like lighter, but it's not as long, but that came back in too. You're getting better and better, boo-boo. Yeah? Yeah, I don't see any drooling on her. That's what I was curious about. I'm waiting to see if any drooling comes out or she starts going. Something's going on with your tongue. It's getting a lot better, isn't it? I hope so. The indication is the feeding is getting a little bit faster every day. Just a little bit faster. Don't worry, man. You're more precious than gold in your body weight, okay? That's how precious you are. You know that? You're super precious. Okay? I'm going to take care of you, boo-boo. And I think this is having... You know what I think this argon bulb is doing with the cancer? It might be slowing it down, stopping it, or make it ever so slowly go the other way. It's definitely not, this is not the bulb to use with this thing for cancer. Not that I know that the Phanotron bulb is going to work too, but you know, I was a little bit thinking, are they just trying to sell another bulb? I was thinking that a little bit. I know that I think that you're dishonest, but I'm thinking, why the hell do you need that thing? But then I started thinking, I says, you know, hey, concentrated energy over 2 inches versus 18 inches, and maybe a 45 or 90 degree angle in one direction versus a 360 degree in all directions. Between those two things, that thing's got to be at least 20 times more concentrated energy than if you have it right on her. You know, you really should only take 10 minutes to knock the cancer out, maybe 30 tops. That should be all it takes. If you got the right thing, it should be out of there in 10 minutes. That fast. And then, since you kill the cancer, the toxins will help make an environment easier for cancer to grow again. You'll have to do it again. But the thing, if you got this thing absolutely correct, the way this thing was working in the 1930s with radio frequencies, this should wipe the cancer out almost immediately. And considering she's only this big, even a Phanotron bulb would do an area like that and this. I mean, I could do her in 3 or 4 parts to get the whole body. I was figuring she was laying, you know, I know that I don't always have this against her perfectly, but sometimes she's got her head, you know, I'll do it like this. See? That's close enough, but it's like I said, it's going around this way, and the energy's across that whole thing. If it was concentrated this far and that much and just going like that way, all that energy, that's a big difference. That's why I don't think this thing is working that great. And actually they say that. But originally they sold it with this, and I think they found out. Although they're not telling you that. They're telling you if you got the cancer, get the Phanotron bulb. But I think they found out when they started using this one, and it says, you know, they said, well, back to the drawing board. We got the right frequencies. We're doing everything with the feathering. We're doing the gated pulse with the frequencies, which is even stronger. And you notice I have these cables. I got them tied so they can't get pulled out by accident. That's something you want to make sure you do too. So I can't wait till I get that Phanotron bulb. I just hope it arrives in one piece. Freaking ridiculous. You got to order this stuff from China because in the United States we got such evil people that they won't. And you know, pretty soon maybe the Ministry of Truth will say, "This is hate speech. You can't save your kitty cat." Yeah, right. The vet wanted to kill kitty cat, and kitty cat is pretty damn comfortable, feeling pretty damn good. And her fur all came back in on her back. This was all bald back here, and then on the other side. You can't be doing that damn bad. You're definitely on the mend, right? That's what aggravated me. I'm just like, I'm gonna ask to get remonetized because for other reasons. But I'm kind of aggravated. I really am pissed off at these people over there. You know. I know somebody owns Susan, believe me. The gorillas from New York City are telling her what to do. I'll guarantee you what's going on there. I know business. I know how people are. Anyway, I'm going to say much more than that, but this cat is worth more than 90% of the politicians and the big business Mongols all put together. Her alone. She's worth more than all of them put together. Right? You are. Yeah? You precious boo-boo. And I do this for any one of my cats. Just that you happen to be the one that needs the attention. But, if it was anybody else, I'd do the same thing. But, you're super sweetheart. Every one of you are special, 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 okay? Individually. Okay? This cat understands me. You do, aren't you? Right, Tiffany? Tiffany GoldDigger, huh? Yeah. Anyway, get out there and mow the lawn. Good night, sweetheart. And I think this thing is doing something against the cancer. I mean, if it's not knocking it out, slowing it down, or hindering it or something, that Phanotron bulb is... I don't want to, I'm not going to play salesman for spooky or nothing, but I'm going to tell you, I think the Phanotron bulb, and I'm thinking about it again, I know I said this freaking 4 times, the fact that this energy is being pushed, like in other words, it's like having a sprinkler system going out like in a big wide thing, and you're trying to knock out a piece of one area and you put it on jet stream. Jet stream works. The sprinkler system, you can sit there all day. Maybe it's wearing down that one dot where you got to knock it out. This thing, it's way too far diffused. It's going over too large of an area, and it's a 360. This would be good for something else. Maybe you're trying to deliver some kind of frequency for mood or something, or I don't know, whatever, one of those things they have in there. I really only got this for like cancer and diseases. So pretty much everything else you can just take the herb, or you can take the mineral. I mean, I'm not really hot on just delivering frequencies and they mimic the minerals or the herbs or the vitamins. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I'd rather just take the real thing. But as far as like for diseases and cancer, this works. This should be great. And I'm thinking that when they first came out with it, that's what if they would have. I think when they actually tested this thing when it first came out, because they got all the specs right with the frequencies, and they're rounding out, it's not doing that job. And then that's when they came out and developed the Phanotron bulb. I think. And like I said, it's concentrated over 2-inch area. It's in one direction. That's got to make it at least 20 times more concentrated than that. And that could be a huge difference. Maybe it's 50 times or more concentrated for all I know. That can make a huge difference. Because the cancer is trying to grow. You got to not just hinder it. You want to destroy it. You not just want to slow it down or hinder it. You want to kill it. And it's almost like say for instance, you're trying to, a grizzly bear is a cancer cell. Well, you can have a 22, and you can be shooting at it with a 22, and that might slow it down a little bit, tiny bit. But if you had your, I don't know, what the hell, a 50 cal BMG, that would slow it down. You know what I mean? That would stop it. So, you know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, that's the difference. To me, this is not really, I'm not really disappointed in the technology now, because I'm realizing I'm using the wrong bulb for this application. And this bulb is probably not going to have any much use to me, because I'm not going to go use this for delivering detox frequencies or minerals or any other stuff. I'm only going to use it strictly for like cancer or pneumonia or something. And so we gotta have that Phanotron bulb. But like when I first bought this, the Phanotron bulb wasn't offered. It came out later, and I think they came out later because they discovered that this bulb wasn't cutting it for certain issues. Because this is not what Rife used. He used those frequencies, but he did not use that bulb. And a lot of people in the Rife community are using this bulb. That's why this stuff doesn't work that well. They're using this bulb along with harmonics. It works a little bit. If you're using the frequencies directly with the Phanotron bulb, I'm imagining it's going to work like crazy. Especially on a little kitty cat. You see how her head is right here? That's got to have some kind of effect against that cancer. She's been, if it's not even killing it, if it's slowing it down, hindering it, or just stopping it from growing, to me, that's worth it. She stays there 8-10 hours or more a day. So this thing is doing something. I think it is, but if I had to write crap in the first place, because to tell you the truth, I thought the Phanotron bulb was a little bit, what the hell are these guys selling now? That's what I was thinking. But I think, I think they discovered that that's what you need. This is not going to cut it for disease issues and stuff. Because Rife didn't use this. Even though all these other people that came after Rife, they were using this stuff with Rife machines that were not even hitting the direct frequencies, that bulb is weak compared. It's good for like a diffused array of frequencies when you got to get a wide area, but that's not usually what you really want to do when you're trying to address a cancer tumor. You want to pinpoint that thing. But still, I think it's helping. Do I know it's helping? No, but I think it's helping. The other thing is, she seems to like to be around this thing. To me, the strongest technological evidence that this thing is doing something, she seems to like to hang around this thing. This cat, like I said, cats and dogs are better earthquake detectors than the best instruments out there. They seem to know stuff, what's good for them or not, without you telling them. They seem to have this sixth sense about a lot of stuff. Somehow these frequencies feel good to her. And they're not harmful in any way. The stupid phone I'm holding in my hand is probably fucking more harmful than that, because it's got cell phone tower waves coming out of it. Definitely that's harmful, but not that thing. So the fact that she likes to stay by this thing all the time, almost all the time, not all the time, but most of the time she loves staying by this thing, that tells me more than any engineer out there in the Rife community that this cat is actually saying, I like that. That's why I'm thinking it's doing her some good. She seems to like this. And she is getting better slowly. Not maybe because of this only, but I think that's a factor. Like I said, I wish if I had that Phanotron bulb, she might have been 100. She might have absolutely no tumor on her tongue whatsoever by now. So I'm hoping that, I don't know how long it's going to take to come from China, man, but ridiculous. They should have some of that stockpiled here in the USA so they can just drop ship that crap, real quick. We shall see. Anyway, booby, you're getting the best of the best. You're getting better care than these stupid humans. You get better care than some politician would get, right? Because you're worth more. You're worth more than 90% of the politicians and the big tech moguls and the business Mongols, then all put together. Just you. And that little cat body, that little cat person you're worth more than all of them put together. You know that? That's a fact. That's where you're getting better treatment. You're kitty cat Tiffany Gold, boo-boo.